India has 6 adjacent countries. Can you tell me which ones? Pakistan, Nepal, China, Bangladesh, these are the obvious ones. The other two are Bhutan and Burma. But what about Sri Lanka? It is neighboring, but it's not adjacent. So, what did we do here? We related countries to each other. Now let's try and understand mathematical relations. Hello, I'm Shankar and you're watching the show that we call Math 11, where we specialize in the game of numbers. Believe me when I say mathematical problems are the easiest ones to solve. I'm not joking because they really are. In today's episode, we are going to define a relation between two sets. We'll understand the concept of domain, codomain, and range for a given relation. We will also represent relations in various ways. Then there's some more. That's right, your favorite exam decoded segment, where we provide you the armor to conquer your examinations and capture all the marks. When I mention the word relationship or relation, you probably are thinking that between human beings. But there are numerous other relations, including those which are purely abstract. In mathematics as well, we come across various relations. For example, in numbers, we talk about less than, more than, equal to. In line segments, we have parallel to, perpendicular to, and so on. Likewise, in set theory, we have subset and superset relationships. In all of these cases, relations deal with the existence of certain connections between pairs of objects in a definite order. Now we will mathematically define a relation from one non-empty set to another non-empty set. Let's take an example. Consider a group of 5 students between the ages of 10 and 12. Now by assigning the age to every child to their name, we get, and by structuring this information with ordered pairs, we have the set Sonu 10, Meenu 12, Anu 11, Suman 10, Reena 12, all ordered pairs. Let's denote this set by R. Now let's construct two sets. Set A is equal to Sonu, Meenu, Anu, Suman and Reena. And set B is equal to 10, 11 and 12. Then the relation R is a particular subset of the Cartesian product A cross B. In fact, R is equal to the set of ordered pairs X, Y in A cross B such that X is in A, Y is in B and Y represents the age of X. Remember the restriction. More formally, a relation R from the non-empty sets A to B is a subset of the Cartesian product A cross B that is obtained by imposing the relationship between the first and second elements of the ordered pairs in A cross B. In this way, the relation is constrained by the situation. If the ordered pair X, Y belongs to the relation R, then we can say that X is related to Y. We denote it as XRY. Now, if X, Y does not belong to R, then X is not related to Y. Let's move on. The second element in the ordered pair is called the image of the first element, and the first element is a pre-image of this second element. Now the set representing all the first elements, that is pre-images, of the ordered pairs A, B of R is called the domain of this relation R. We can say that the domain is the set of all inputs for the relation. In our example, the set of girls is the domain set of our relation R. The set B representing the ages of these girls is called the codomain of relation R. The set of all the images or the second elements in the ordered pairs A, B of relation R is called by a special term, range. So the range is a subset of B, the codomain. We can say that the range is the set of all outputs of the relation. Now I have a question for you. Are you ready? Can the codomain and the range of a relation be equal? Take a second. Think about it. I'll give you a hint. Take the example we just looked at. That's right. The answer is yes. In our example, both the range and the codomain are equal. But there's another aspect, which is that a codomain is a very flexible set, and any superset of the range will qualify to be the codomain. It's time I take a quick break, but in the meantime, get yourselves a pen and paper and settle into a nice comfortable spot, because coming right after the break, it's time to ask you some very fundamental questions. Stay tuned. You're back to Math 11. I'm Shankar, your travel guide to this world of mathematics. This is a place where math looks simple and the exams simpler. Okay, before we get to the questions, let me tell you. Relations between two non-empty sets can be expressed graphically as well as algebraically. Now, a relation between two non-empty sets is yet another set, right? So the relation can be expressed in two forms. What are they? The roster form, the set builder form. Graphically, a relation can be represented by an arrow diagram or by plotting the ordered pairs in a Cartesian plane. In order to understand these notations, let's look at a key example. Let A be the set of first 7 natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and B be the set of all natural numbers. The elements of the product A cross B will be of the type 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, and so on. They will be infinite, remember. Now suppose R is that subset of A cross B, where the sum of the first and the second element of the ordered pairs is 8. Then R can be written as the set of ordered pairs XY in A cross B such that x plus y is equal to 8, where x belongs to A and y belongs to B. Remember your sets. And now that's the set builder form of the relation R. Alternatively, we can simply list out the elements. Fortunately for us, this listing is finite. Let's try it. We have R is equal to 1771, 2662, 3553 and 44. The sum of all the elements in these ordered pairs, if you look at it, is 8. And you guessed it, that's the roster form of the relation R. We have other mechanisms to visualize a relation. Here's the relation R in an arrow diagram. Here's one in a Cartesian plane. Let me assure you that it's natural to have doubts and questions. I have a student waiting to ask a question, so let's hear it out. Pay attention, it may just have been your question.
Hello sir, I'm Jyotika. I have really gained a lot of confidence by watching this show regularly. Thanks a lot. I have a query. Could you please tell me if it is possible to define a relation from a set to itself?
Excellent question, Jyotika. In fact, I was just coming to that. We can indeed define a relation from a set into itself. Let me tell you how. We know that a relation is a subset of the Cartesian product of two sets A and B. Hey, nothing stops us from considering the second set B as A itself. In fact, the product A cross A is well defined, right? Such a relation from a set A to itself is simply termed as a relation on A. Take, for example, the relation congruent to on the set of triangles. What are you doing here? Comparing one triangle with the other. Or the relation perpendicular to on the set of lines. Each of these relations connects two elements of the same set. To refresh your memory, a relation from a set A to a set B is any subset of A cross B. Now, can you guess how many relations are possible from a finite set A to a finite set B? If the number of elements in the set A is M and the number of elements in set B is N, then the product set A cross B will naturally have, you guessed it, Mn elements. Now, A cross B will then have power set relationship. Remember, it is 2 to the power of Mn elements. This means there are 2 to the power of Mn relations as well that are possible from A to B. Here's another question you may have. According to the definition, a relation from set A to set B is any subset of their Cartesian product, right? Now, both the null set phi and the entire set A cross B are subsets of A cross B. Valid, right? So they represent any relations on A cross B? Take a second. Absolutely. Both phi and A cross B are valid relations. The empty set phi is the empty relation and A cross B is the universal relation from A to B. If R is a relation from the set A to the set B, is it true that XRY, which is X related to Y, implies YRX, which is Y related to X? The answer is no. Consider the relation is the brother of on human beings. Now Shyam is the brother of Geeta. So Shyam Geeta is in R. But Geeta is not Shyam's brother. She's actually Shyam's sister, of course. So Geeta Shyam is not in R. That was fairly easy to understand, wasn't it? Let's proceed to my favorite segment. It's relevant in its own way to the topic as it's a relation between math and history. And its function is to make you learn and appreciate that little bit extra. But we know that in math, a little can go a long way. Galileo's studies of motion contain a clear understanding of a relation between variables. Again, another piece of his mathematics shows how he was beginning to grasp the concept of a mapping between sets. In 1638, he studied the problem of two concentric circles with the same center O. The larger circle A with diameter twice that of the smaller circle B. The familiar formula gives the circumference of A to be twice that of B. So Galileo had constructed a function mapping each point of A to a point of B. Galileo produced a standard one-to-one correspondence between the positive integers and their squares, which in modern terms gives a bijection between n and a proper subset. However, mathematicians Dirichlet and Lobachevsky are traditionally credited with independently giving the modern formal definition of a function as a relation in which every first element has a unique second element. Now I'm satisfied. And with that, I think it's time for a break. We'll be back shortly with more tips and tricks, and of course, the exam decoded section for all of your exam acing requirements. See you shortly. Welcome back to Math 11 with me, Shankar. And I'm here to prove that logical thinking leads to magical scoring. You guessed it right. We are ready to launch into the exam decoded segment. But before moving forward, let's do a quick recap, okay? A relation R from a non-empty set A to a non-empty set B is any subset of the Cartesian product A cross B. The set of all the first elements of the ordered pairs in a relation R is called the domain of that relation R. The set of all second elements of the ordered pairs in a relation R is called the range of the relation R. If the sets A and B contain m and n elements, then 2 to the power of mn possible relations can be defined from A to B. I know you want those marks, and I'm here to make sure you get them. Right here, right now, in the exam decoded segment. If you have grasped the concepts, then the rapid fire round should give you a fair indication of your uptake. 5 quick questions, and give yourself, as usual, 1 mark for every correct answer. Here we go. If the cardinality n of A is equal to P and n of B is equal to Q, then how many relations are possible from the sets A to B? Your options are A, PQ, B, 2 to the power of PQ, C, PQ the whole squared, and D, 3 to the power of PQ. Come on, it's an easy one. That's right, it's B. Here's question 2. If P is the set 1, 2, then how many relations are defined on P? Your options are A, 2, B, 4, C, 8, and D, 16. That's right, it's D. Question 3. If A is the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and R be defined as the set of ordered pairs x, y, such that y is equal to x plus 3 and x and y lie in A, then the relation R can be written in roster form as option A, option B, option C, and option D. That's right, the answer is C. Question 4. Let R be a relation defined on the set N of natural numbers as R is the set of ordered pairs xy such that x divides y and x and y are natural numbers. Then option A, 9, 3 is in R. Option B, 3, 9 is in R. Option C, 4, 2 is in R. And option D, 3, 4 is in R. That's right, the answer is B. And here's question 5. Let R be a relation defined as the set of ordered pairs xy such that y is equal to 2x, x is a natural number less than 5. Then the range of the relation R is given as A, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. B, 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 4, 6, 8. D, all natural numbers n. C is the right answer. For all of you watching, if you got 5, you made it to my high flyers list. 3 or 4 makes you an achiever, and you're a learner with marks below 3. You don't need to panic, but you'll have to work a little harder. All of you, regardless of your score, can visit www.topperlearning.com to know more about the subject and also online tests. This topic is a part of the unit Sets and Functions, which is worth 29 marks. In your exam, you can expect a 1 or a 4 mark question. This topic is very important as it sets the foundation for the study of functions. It tests conceptual ability and representation skills. Now let's see how to write an ideal answer based on your conceptual ability. Here's your question for 4 marks. Let R be a relation from n to n defined by the set of ordered pairs AB such that AB belongs to n and A is equal to B squared. Are the following true? 1. AA belongs to R for all A belonging to n. 2. AB belongs to R implies BA belongs to R. 3. AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R implies AC belongs to R. Part 1 is not true. For example, we have 2 is not equal to 2 squared and therefore 2 does not belong to R by the definition. There's 1 mark right there. Part 2. This part is also not true. For example, take A is equal to 9, B is equal to 3. As 9 is equal to 3 squared, we have 9 3 belongs to R. But 3 is not equal to 9 squared, therefore 3 9 does not belong to R. You get another 1.5 marks for this. In the final part 3, again this is not true. For example, take A is equal to 16, B is equal to 4 and C is equal to 2. We have 16 is equal to 4 squared and 4 is equal to 2 squared. Therefore, 16 4 belongs to R and 4 2 belongs to R. But 16 is not equal to 2 squared. Therefore, 16 2 does not belong to R. And you get your final 1.5 marks. Hope you got that right. I suggest you get comfortable with the relational notation. It goes a long way in your exams. It's time for me to bring in our expert for the day. Pay attention because our guest has some very important tips to offer.
Hi everybody. Let me give you some important tips on this topic from an examiner's point of view. Prepare this topic very carefully as it forms the base for the clear understanding of not only functions but also calculus. Study the relation and then write down the element because they are easily interchangeable. For example, if a problem is defined as R is equal to A comma B, where A and B belong to N and A is equal to B squared. Here 4 comma 2 belongs to R, whereas students sometimes write it as 2 comma 4 belonging to R, which is incorrect. While writing the relation R from set A to set B, you must observe that the first element of R is from set A and the second element is from set B. Do not write the relation beyond set A and set B. That's all for today. Good luck.
Well, that's all I have for you today. But before I leave, here's the quote. A mathematician, Ralph Boas, once said, "Only professional mathematicians learn anything from proofs. Other people learn from explanations." Well, the secret to understand any concept, no matter how deep it is to draw up an example or two. And with Math 11, we show you how this can be done. This is Shankar signing off until next time. Goodbye and cheers.